Greetings. This is a quick video on edubuntu. Edubuntu is a great little free Linux distribution. Before we go any further, you need to remember that you probably want to download this video from Google. The player isn't going to handle the small icons, so please download this video before going any further. Once you have downloaded it, you'll be able to see that this is primarily about creating videos for promoting edubuntu. As I checked today, there's still no videos on how to use edubuntu or some of the applications on edubuntu. And unfortunately, I'm using Freemind. I'm using Freemind to handle this presentation. And Linux, at this time, doesn't have a very good screencasting tool. So I'm using Demo Studio, screencasting tool. So until that happens, we need to use Vnc. Let's go over to Vnc. I've already set it up on my very small network. And here it is. We are looking at edubuntu. Let me see if I can minimize all this. I'm controlling my edubuntu desktop right now. And you can see, we pull this down a little bit. I'm running edubuntu at 800 by 600. And this is the edubuntu desktop. We'll spend a little bit of time here. We're going to spend our time focusing on getting the Vnc set up. And it took me a while to find it, actually. I don't like the GNOME interface, but that said, it does work. GNOME is just one of the many desktops available. In order to get Vnc to work, you can see Vnc is running up here. And I turned on the VNC viewer right here to activate it. But let's go back to this interface here. It's going to be very hard for you to see the little blue ball, I think, but let's hope it works. Preferences, remote desktop. You have to turn it on. And in order for it to work. Remote desktop preferences, allow other users to view your desktop. Yes, allow other users to control your desktop, which is what I'm doing right now. And this is fine only if you are using the command line. I didn't actually try it on the command line on XP, but I had to turn it on first in order for it to work. Once I did that, I went to can't Alt-Tab in that environment. I went to the terminal and double-checked that I had the correct IP address, and it's not there. So I can use Control-Shift-N will give me a new terminal. I could also have just pulled one down from the file, but Alt-Shift-N works, or Control-Shift-N works just as well. ipconfig for Windows, ifconfig for Linux, ifconfig. There's my IP address right there. And that's what I need to put in over here, VNC viewer, with a new connection. And it should pull up the current connection, which it did, which is 0.2. See this? 0.2, 0.2. That should get you started in setting up your own screencasts of any Linux environment. So that should close that. Okay, yes, now it's loading. It's going to reload the page, the window. I should have canceled that instead of clicking OK, because it was already running a current environment. And that might cause problems. Oh, let's see. Did it work? It's still running there. and it doesn't like running it twice. So you can see that it's running. It's still running here. If I type, if I arrow up, there it is, and it's still running. Okay, so that's fine. If I click on this question, it's probably asking me if you want to let this machine. I'm going to refuse it, and it still runs because it wants a double VNC session, which is unnecessary. So, what have we learned? We have learned that setting up the VNC requires setting permissions in, what was it called? Let's go out here in the system preferences remote desktop. Okay, so system preferences remote desktop. So I would recommend that you go try it yourself. You need to have VNC as well. Download VNC from the web. Edubuntu ships with VNC already running, so ships with VNC, that's sufficient. So happy computing, give it a shot, and go make some screencasts of your own. Help us support Edubuntu and Linux in the networked education environment, trying to create free educational networked environments for schools all over the world. So Edubuntu is a great way to start with that. We'll get into LTSP later, but Edubuntu, create your own videos. Thank you very much, and happy computing.